Now we're joined by the royal broadcaster and historian Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. Very good to see you this morning, Rafe. And will Prince Harry see this as a victory? 15 out of the 33 articles, that is less than half. And he was going for £440,000 in damages, and he's received £140,000. Do you think he will still see this as a significant victory?
Yes, I think, after a terrible year, he's managed to snatch a small victory from defeat. Coincidentally, yesterday, the King was himself touring the Royal Courts of Justice to celebrate the judiciary. Today, it's Prince Harry who's definitely celebrating the judiciary. It's hard to overstate how important this was to Prince Harry. This was never about money. The amounts being claimed here are really a pocket change to him. This was about a lifelong mission that he thinks he has to basically seek justice for what he regards as intrusion into his life. Starting back from the death of his mother, of course, which we know he associated with the media, but also his inability to have meaningful relationships with people. Chelsea Davy, one of the people named in this lawsuit, and the difficulty he had in his relationship with her. And I think his legacy, ultimately, he sees it as his life's work for his legacy to be taming and controlling the British media. And this does go some way towards that. I mean, this now, of course, leads to big questions for Mirror Group. People will want to know who actually oversaw this, who approved these phone hacking and these other illegal means by which private investigators were getting information. Piers Morgan was named several times in this court case, even though he himself did not appear.
Piers Morgan's always denied being involved in phone hacking.
He's always denied that. He's always denied that, and we'll need to see in the ruling, because the judge has said he may actually make statements about Piers Morgan. Whether that's in there or not, we'll have to wait and see. But there'll be big questions there, and this also now incentivizes potentially dozens of other celebrities who believe that they also had their phones hacked or had information obtained by other means through blagging and so forth. And of course, this comes at a time where Reach, which is the parent company for Mirror Group of newspapers, is not doing anywhere near as well financially as it had done previously. They've been having cutbacks and layoffs. And of course, the prospect, therefore, of huge punitive damages from all of these potential other complainants is something which I think will be causing a lot of worry in those halls of power at the moment for Mirror Group. But for Prince Harry, certainly I think he can end the year, actually, with an early Christmas present.
Mm-hmm. And do you think this will trigger more claims from other celebrities and public figures?
I think it's inevitable. Of course, at the same time, we also have a court case going on now with Prince Harry and Elton John and so forth against the Daily Mail along similar lines. As Cameron said, this is one of 4 cases, although this is by far the biggest case. And I think it's only going to embolden people who feel, of course, that they've been unfairly treated here. Of course, you have Hacked Off, the organisation with which Hugh Grant's very involved, which has been campaigning on this issue. They certainly, we can expect, will be at least energised and mobilised by this. So certainly there's every opportunity here. But as you say, only 15 out of the 33 sample cases. Now, those were sample cases from a much broader range of articles. There were over 140 articles that Prince Harry's team thought had been obtained through using illicit methods. They only chose to have 33 of those examined in court. Whether the remaining 110 or so were the result of phone hacking, we'll never know now, but one presumes those 33 were the ones that were the most egregious. So perhaps only 15 of the 140 actually were, but that's beside the point. The principle is that phone hacking and other means of obtaining information were part of
Right, just hold that thought. We're just hearing from Prince Harry's legal team now. Let's see if we can take...
It will now be clear, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is unable to be present today due to the short notice which was given of the hearing. However, he's prepared a statement on this momentous win, which I will now share on his behalf. Today is a great day for truth, as well as accountability. The court has ruled that unlawful and criminal activities were carried out at all 3 Mirror Group newspaper titles, The Mirror, The Sunday Mirror and The People, on a habitual and widespread basis for over more than a decade. I'd like to thank my legal team for so successfully dismantling the sworn testimony of Mirror Group's senior executives, legal department and journalists who at least turned up to court, unlike their colleagues who were perhaps too afraid to do so. This case is not just about hacking. It is about a systemic practice of unlawful and appalling behaviour, followed by cover-ups and destruction of evidence, the shocking scale of which can only be revealed through these proceedings. The court has found that Mirror Group's principal board directors, their legal department, senior executives and editors such as Piers clearly knew about or were involved in these illegal activities. Between them, they even went as far as lying under oath to Parliament during the Leveson inquiry, to the Stock Exchange and to us all ever since. The journey to justice can be a slow and painful one, and since bringing my claim almost 5 years ago, defamatory stories and intimidating tactics have been deployed against me and at my family's expense. And so, as I too have learned through this process, patience is in fact a virtue, especially in the face of vendetta journalism. I hope that the court's findings will serve as a warning to all media organisations who have employed these practices and then similarly lied about them. Mirror Group's actions were so calculated and misleading that their pattern of destroying evidence and concealing their unlawful behaviour continued into the litigation itself, and as the judge has ruled, even to this day. I am happy to have won the case, especially given that this trial only looked at a quarter of my entire claim. Even on just that, it is clear Mirror Group's persistent attempts to suggest that my claim was, to quote their counsel, fantastical, in the realms of total speculation, and there was simply no evidence at all to suggest I was hacked. Zilch, zero, nil, nada, niente, absolutely nothing. All of that was total nonsense and was used maliciously to attack my character and credibility. However, as Mirror Group intended, those hollow sound bites were blasted across front pages and across online platforms and into the next day's morning television shows. The court has in fact confirmed that all 4 claimants were subjected to voicemail interception and unlawful information gathering, but no one would have believed that was the case given how this trial was covered in the UK. My commitment to seeing this case through is based on my belief in our need and collective right to a free and honest press, and one which is properly accountable when necessary. That is what we need in Britain and across the globe. Anything else is poisoning the well for a profession we all depend on. The acts listed in this judgment are prime examples of what happens when the power of the press is abused. I respectfully call upon the authorities, the financial regulator, the stock market who were deliberately deceived by Mirror Group, and indeed the Metropolitan Police and prosecuting authorities to do their duty for the British public and to investigate bringing charges against the company and those who have broken the law. Today's ruling is vindicating and affirming. I've been told that slaying dragons will get you burned, but in light of today's victory and the importance of doing what is needed for a free and honest press, it is a worthwhile price to pay. The mission continues. Thank you very much.
So that is Prince Harry's lawyer, David Sherborne, reading out a statement on behalf of the Duke of Sussex, and it is absolutely damning.